Yeah.
So
Cool.
is episode 25?
26.
Episode 26 of the Barz and Shotz Podcast, and we back early because we couldn't wait, man. It's so much going on. It's a great time to be a music lover, to be a fan of hip hop in general and R&B.
And plus, I figured since some certain podcasts are taking hiatus.
Yeah.
Hiatus. So I think, we get the people what they want. We the content kings too.
Absolutely.
No days off, baby. No days off.
No days off, no weeks off, no nothing. So
as you can hear, we got the whole team this evening. And let's get into it. Without further ado, man, the internet got basically, we all know where we all was at last night, man. Mannie Fresh versus Scott Storch. Producer battle, beat battle, song battle, and I'm confused as to what it was, honestly. But I'm gonna let Jarrell, if you want to start this off.
I guess everybody kind of knew what was going to happen.
Okay.
Just because of the matchup, like Scott Storch, he's like he has hits, not just hip hop hits, but he got hip hop R&B, and he's way more versatile than Mannie Fresh. But Mannie is such a master at what he does. I can see why people pick him. But if you're going to talk about versatility and stuff like that, it's kind of like a no question when it comes to who is the best overall producer and who got as many hits, just because of the beat that Scott Storch has been involved of. Even if he didn't do the actual beat itself, he's playing on something that was always like a hit or something.
Okay.
Right? Like, it's not just him.
His part sticks out.
Right.
Any keys you hear, it's Scott Storch.
Right. He's a real musician. And like, he can play on anything. Like, he doesn't have to be the quote unquote like head producer of a project in order for him to have his sound out there.
Okay.
That was Mannie's problem.
I think Mannie knew. I think the world knew Mannie was kind of out of his league yesterday. Mannie had to do some things to make it exciting, though. So hence the skits. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mannie's he's a beat maker, man. He's a producer as well, but he can't fuck with Scott, man. Like,
yeah, not like that.
It should have been versus DJ Took, like I said, man. Like, that's a better matchup.
I'm sorry. I just got a notification. Swizzy just put up Kanye versus Pharrell.
Pharrell might win. Pharrell with the knockout.
I'm here for it, and I'm picking Pharrell.
Pharrell with the knockout.
I guess I'm picking Pharrell probably because, it's not that many people. I'm not even saying that he's going to win, but that's just who I'm picking.
It should have been, man. I'm telling you, man. I was in Swiss DM last night. I sent him the same message 17 times straight, yo. Neptunes versus Trackmasters, yo. That is the one.
But
so here's my thing, right? With Mannie Fresh, with him, y'all saying he's universal, but to me, he's not. You get what I'm saying? Looking at what he could have played, and looking at
universal.
I thought I heard somebody say universal. I'm sorry.
No, he's not universal. Like, he's not
okay.
Versatile, I think.
So what ends up happening is this is what ends up happening. He was a area producer.
Right.
So he was a New Orleans, that part of the South. That was hot boys. That was his lane. You get what I'm saying? Scott Storch is someone who is very universal, who did R&B, he did pop, he did, he did some shit. People was like, wait, Scott Storch did that? Or like y'all said, he played a part. So it was an unfair match. The whole shit started unfair when they was talking about some Scott Storch versus T-Pain. Like, you're talking artist, writer, producer versus the producer.
Right.
Nobody really got a chance to get him except for like a Timberland. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe a Kanye. You know what I'm saying? But he is a super producer, yo. Like, You can't just put him up against anybody, yo. Because Mannie ain't even playing. Like, he got so many joints. I was so pissed at him. He could have played so many other joints that slack. You feel me?
Here's my thing for that is you really gotta be like a Mannie Fresh fan. I said, like, I looked at his discography. I looked at it, the shit that he produced. That's what made me change my mind. It was like, if you weren't like you and Flaw and Rel is, if y'all wasn't 400 Degrees, if y'all wasn't Cash Money, when Hot Boys was out, when y'all wasn't, you get them, not y'all, but when people weren't, you wouldn't understand, like, you really wouldn't understand Mannie. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So
I agree. But the music is the music, bro. Like, you can't front on good music, whether it's from this 1990 to this 2020. Like,
but these beats are popular as song impact. That's another thing. It's criteria. Like, me, you, Flaw, Jarrell, any other musical used to rap or musician or producer or beat maker would appreciate that, because we'll hear some shit that he'll go up against some star power shit and be like, yo, if we had another artist on that, this shit would have been number one, blah, blah, blah. This beat stunk. But it's really impact. They're giving us something to do, and it's impact. Like, what impact did this song have? All right, bet. This shit was the number one. Like, back that ass up. Or, I heard he didn't play number one stunner. You get what I'm saying?
He didn't.
Here's my...
So, fake ass lean back. That shit was corny. I didn't appreciate that.
What?
Hey, yo, I got a feel in on that, though. I didn't go cry. I didn't want to say it.
Nah,
who played lean back?
Huh?
Who played fake ass lean back?
Mannie did.
Yo, after Scott played lean back, he said, "Oh yeah, I made that too." He said, "I made this too and shit," and he played like a bounce version of this shit.
And Scott was like, "Yo, what are we doing? That's my beat. Like what are you battling me with my own beat?" Nobody knew what Mannie was doing.
That's because Mannie, like, he knew what it was.
He knew what it was. I knew what it was. Bro, he knew what it was after the first Beyonce joint. He knew what it was. Yo.
Speaking of Beyonce,
go in that lane. Like,
after like track 3, everybody was like, "Yeah, we just chill."
Speaking of Beyonce, right? And this is what I want to talk about, like, going forward, or what are we really judging this on? Because at one point it sounded like Juvenile versus Beyonce. You know, it's just like, is it the artist that's on it that kind of like can sway somebody?
To me, I actually wish it was all instrumental.
Right, that's what I'm getting at.
Right.
Because when you have songs, like when it comes to Scott Storch, right? Like if you hear Dre, then you hear like the Roots, and then Mariah Carey, and then you hear, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different than this nigga playing like 3 fucking Juvenile songs in a row. Like, it's not the same, man. Like, you're not gonna win like that.
Plus, with that being said, Mannie, a lot of his best material came from that Juvenile 400 Degrees album. I'm telling you, instrumentally, sonically, yo, that album, front to back, yo, the beat, the music is crazy on that album. That's why he played so many joints off that album.
I think the only time that it should be like song for song if it's a songwriter,
right,
or an artist. If it's a producer, it should just be your beat. It shouldn't be like if you take Pharrell, for example. Look at all the people that he can pull out his ass just because those people was on the record. It might not even be a tight beat.
And I agree with Jarrell with that. If you're gonna go song for song, let's go classic album for classic album. Not producers, because Mannie Fresh was playing 400 Degree album cuts. Now, the 400 Degree album, 400 Degrees is a dope album to me as a collective, but don't pick a song off of it and try to battle a smash like Candy Shop or you know what I'm saying? You can't do that.
Right.
Now,
that was great. That's gonna lose all the time.
Yeah. So,
but he don't have no much, bro. He can only dig so deep though. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
that's why it was a bad matchup.
Outside of Cash Money, think about it. Who else Mannie worked with?
Jeezy, T.I., but it was all Southern though. All Southern.
If they're gonna do this right, they're gonna have to. That matchup was just a bad matchup. You're gonna have somebody that is the master of one sound. They got to go up against somebody else that was the master of one sound.
It started out as a bad matchup, like when they were saying T-Pain. I don't know, like you knew they fucked up when it was just like, all right, never mind.
Yeah.
Right.
Manny Fresh.
Right.
Like, nah.
Never mind.
But
First
T-Pain,
off-
T-Pain, I think T-Pain declined it because he did say he was like, I was ready. I'm not scared, but like he's an artist. Like,
No, the tweet said Swiss hit him and was just like, due to the comments that they see, it's not a good matchup. And T-Pain said, win or lose, he would have did it, but he said he's down for whatever. This is what he
going
tweeted.
Against
Lil Jon.
Lil Jon.
So this is about T-Pain and Mannie?
No, T-Pain versus Scott Storch.
It's Scott Storch.
Oh, nah.
That's what it started out as.
Oh, nah. My bad. I missed it. Yeah. T-Pain might. Yeah.
Even T-Pain versus Lil Jon, like that shit kind of lopsided.
Nah, no, it's not.
I think T-Pain will watch.
No,
T-Pain is gonna dog walk him, yo.
Wait.
They both are anthem artists.
Wait. Before we get there though, we still got a little bit more Mannie, Scott Storch. Was there any surprise beats last night where you were just like, I didn't know he did that, or Dr. Dre anything? No?
I stopped paying attention.
Unfortunately, I listened to so much of their shit that I'm never surprised when it comes to shit like that.
Okay.
I knew all them songs already.
I thought Scott was going to dig deeper though. You know what I'm saying? And give him something that, you know what I'm saying? Besides the last joint he paid for the people, which was corny too.
Whoa. What was corny?
Real shit?
The song he got off his album about to come out on Atlantic, that reggaeton sound and shit.
Yeah, none of these people should be putting out, be playing new music. Don't nobody want to hear that.
Why not?
This is not the time or the place for that.
Why not?
Like you can promote it, but don't play it like it's a battle. Like
it's the perfect platform.
But we never heard it.
Bro, right. But it's the perfect platform.
The battle was over though.
The battle was over.
He played it at the end.
Okay, if the battle is over, and it's not part of the battle, then cool.
Yeah, the battle was over.
The battle was over.
I'm talking about like Sean Garrett played some shit off his album that's coming out during the battle. That's what I'm talking about.
He played some super old shit in his first battle with Just Blaze that we ain't never hear.
Right, and it was dope because it was like Jay-Z and DMX on the same songs and shit.
Right.
But we never heard it before, so the reaction. What reaction are you gonna have?
Don't leave my man out, Jarrell. We're not doing that. Nas was on the record too, man.
Yeah, Nas.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Come on, Jack.
That seemed a bit personal to me. I'm not gonna hold you. That seemed a bit personal.
It sounded right. It sounded right.
I apologize. Queen,
and I think Kiss was on it too. I think Kiss was on it. Like it was like, yo, Swiss, why are you holding this record back? And I think the record is so old. It's either, I don't think it's Nas or Kiss, but I think it's like a Jay-Z DMX thing. Somebody's verse needs to be touched up or something. It might just be dated. So I don't know. But it has something to do with them too.
He was talking about that. I think he was talking about that. He mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Because they was wondering why he didn't put it on his album that came out.
Yeah.
When he did that album and everybody was like, Swizzy, what the fuck is this?
Right.
That Poison album?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when that album came out, he was like, yeah, I got a DMX and J track, but it's not the right time for it. It's not the right energy.
Who cares? We want to hear.
That song might have passed its time. It might get it might have passed its time, be honest.
True fans want to hear that shit. True fans of hip hop want to hear it just because.
Yeah, I don't care if you drop that shit. Just like Drake dropping like Lucy's now for no reason.
Now
I'm saying like he just like Drake for some reason he just dropping shit like unreleased shit for no like leaks. And you know damn well he don't have leaks.
Right.
So he's doing that, like he doing that shit by himself. So I don't know why.
He's trying to create some buzz.
But Drake, do you need buzz if you Drake, yo?
I'm gonna say
fucking buzz. I don't understand.
I'm gonna say you always need a buzz. You always need to be talked about.
Right.
Like we
Not
say,
when you got $800 and something million, yo.
Dollars doesn't matter. Like when y'all even said only certain artists can drop a surprise album and have that reaction. But you gotta generate some type of buzz.
Jay, I completely agree with you, but this is Drake we talking about. Like this man had a photo of his son and the Twitter flip flop, son. Like,
wow, yeah.
like all he can do anything and everybody will talk about it. Like he doesn't have to do this. Like he doesn't have to have a rollout. Not like if like for your point is very, very valid. It's just not for him.
Yo, that battle wasn't even fair last night though. Like this nigga was literally playing the piano to his track, and man, he was sitting there looking like a dyke soccer mom, sad as hell.
What?
Bitch,
bro?
Nothing about it, yo.
Bro, the levels of disrespect that Scott Storch is the Dream got, yo.
Yo, that shit was crazy, yo. Like,
bro, the Dream started playing golf on this nigga.
Yeah,
yo. You all right, bro? You talking too much. I'm about to go swing some golf clubs. Like, you doing too much.
That's because of the level of competition that they went up against. They're not doing that for everybody. Let's not get it twisted.
Scott Storch will break out the piano for anybody.
Okay,
yeah, anybody. Anybody can get it.
Okay, if Pharrell was on the other side of that monitor instead of Mannie Fresh, he would not be so cool. Sorry.
Nah, he would have played the piano on his ass.
Yeah, he'd have played it. He would have played the shit and he still would have lost.
Okay, yeah. Wait, we talking about Pharrell or the Neptune? Or are they one of the things?
Oh, either or, nigga. Either or. Oh. And if you combine the two, he dish ragging them. That's not even a question.
Yeah, it's kind of over because their catalog is stupid, yo. Like,
yeah, so like he could play cool and play the piano with Mannie and shit. He's not doing that shit with Timbaland if he stepped to him.
Nah, bro.
A certain respect is going to be for your opponent. So,
nah, bro. I promise you, he's gonna play the piano on them niggas. Yo.
So
why wouldn't you?
I would respect him. I ain't gonna front. Why wouldn't you? I definitely respect.
I got two more questions regarding this battle, right? And this is just stuff I see on the internet, and I'm pretty sure y'all don't care, but I got to bring to the table anyway. The fact that Scott Storch either plays half or just adds on to a beat versus the fact that Mannie did everything for an entire label and that label would not exist today. Does that hold any weight?
Nope. No. Let me tell you why. I think why. Number one, Scott Storch does whole beats himself. Like, he can produce a whole track front to back. You know what I'm saying? Second of all, bitch, without his flavor that he adds to the track that Dr. Dre and them niggas did, would they still have gone as far as they did?
That's a good point.
I'm done.
It's just how it is. It's the same. It's kind of the same argument with Diddy. Like, if we're gonna just have, like, I know if we're gonna go through semantics and you have to play anything that you like, you only can play stuff that you actually touch or actually play on an instrument and shit like that. All of this shit would be different.
Right.
All of those Timbaland beats he didn't play. All of those Swiss might have did all of his shit. But a lot of these big producers, they're not gonna play everything, man. That's why Scott Storch will be on a lot of Dre beats. Dre's not gonna be on the keyboard playing in the studio. That's not his job, yo. That's not his job.
Just learn, like, last 5 years or some shit, how to play piano, like.
Yeah, that's not his job. Yo, like if we said, if Diddy did this shit, like we know, like hit makers, like the hitman go come up and shit like that.
Like, these niggas is more conductors than they are producers, like.
Right. But like you have to have an avenue for that. Like you can't be like well, they can't battle because they touch it. Like, nah,
so let me ask you this.
They're still producing. They're not composing.
Right.
Well, let me ask you this, right? Because I saw Jermaine Dupri and Diddy watching the live, and I'm pretty sure that they got the itch. It's just, if you're competitive, it is what it is. But with Jermaine Dupri, he is one hell of a writer. We don't talk about that too often. So would you rather see Jermaine? Okay, well, I don't hear nobody talk about Jermaine Dupri's writing. I just hear people mention him as a producer.
Right.
But when it comes to Jermaine Dupri, what would you like to see him songwrite battle or produce battle or beat battle?
See, that's the thing with
I would rather him.
Go ahead.
All right. Technically, here's my thing. Technically, it's all in the same. It's under the same name. A producer falls under all of those categories. You're producing. That's what you're doing. You're producing. You get what I'm saying? Flaw. Right now, you are a producer. You're a podcast producer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're on these shows, but you're recording, you're editing, you're doing snippets, you're producing. That is you creating. That's you producing. So as a producer, it would all still will all fall under the same thing. So it would be that's why I say JD versus Diddy, because they both can
No.
But
no.
Diddy don't write nothing, yo. But take
You don't. No, wait a minute. Hold on. Diddy write some stuff though.
But he might not write his own. He might not write his own
worry
rap.
if he write rhymes, man. He writes sex, man.
Yeah, but he's as long as he's a part of it. My thing is, as long as you're a part of the song, you can play it.
I'm saying he can mix down the joint. I'm saying I'm not giving him his credit. He definitely got skills and all that. It's just he corny to me. Like he's just corny. Like,
but if we just gonna talk about like who goes stuff or who should get real credit, this not fun anymore. Like, I'm saying, like,
I get it.
That's what I said. Like, if I have an idea, like we all have ideas of the show. But Flaw is obviously producer of the show. In the notes,
you vote on that.
But in the notes, I'm just saying, like, he's the producer.
Yeah, I get it.
So if I have an idea for the show, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, yo, Flaw, how come it don't say Jarrell Coaches?" That's corny. Like that's not how this goes, nigga.
Hey, yo, next time I got an idea for the show, yo, in the comments, in the credits, bro.
You want co-producer?
I want producer credits, yo.
Okay. Next episode, I'm gonna let the people know that Ant co-produced that podcast.
Word up, he gotta come up with the topics today.
I gotta put that on the resume, bro. That's on the resume.
Hey,
I'm just saying that's how I go, man. Like once we start getting into some magic stuff, it's not fun anymore. Niggas like this is quarantine. Just play music. I don't give a fuck about the rules anymore.
Now I get what Jay is saying. When you produce, you're writing, you're doing all of that. But with the Dream, he's not making the beats. He's just writing. So I think that if we, which is producing.
I'm saying
he's a songwriter. He's a songwriter and he's a singer.
He produced records too.
He produced records too.
Stewart make some like Tricky Stewart bring it to life, like
right. But
you know what I'm saying?
There's a song where it'll be Jermaine Dupri on the music side, and it'll be him writing. Like if it's a Mariah Carey joint, it's like a Jermaine Dupri get a Dream collaboration. So I'm saying,
to me, he should be able to play it.
Austin. Go ahead.
Well,
he should be able to play it. Then.
Well, what I'm saying is, if Jermaine Dupri was to step into the field and we would say we're just doing a writer versus writing, I think that you could actually pair him up with a writer that necessarily doesn't really produce, just writes. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I say, like, how do we want Jermaine Dupri to be looked at as a producer? Like, if he was to battle, would it be producer or would it be writer?
Producer.
Okay. Because the person he's going up against would have to be a producer, doesn't have to be a writer. I think Jermaine Dupri's strongest point is writing. To me, I think.
How?
The hits. I mean, the Usher. That's him. Confessions is Jermaine Dupri.
He produced that.
Nah, he didn't write that.
Usher wrote that. But he orchestrated the beat. He used his beat. That's what he made for.
I got to go back and look at the tape because I thought Jermaine Dupri wrote that.
Nah.
He might have been a part of the process, but here's the whole thing. This is the whole thing. When you're producing, when you're in a room and you go, every time I was in LA, I was with my ex-girlfriend, and you say some off shit, and you be like, no. Every time I was in LA, I was with my ex-girlfriend. Every time you call, say, baby, I'm working. I'm considered a writer now. If I give you that little bit of piece, I'm still a writer. So you get what I'm saying? So it all based on what's given. Like, all right, you help me with this song. You help me with these lyrics. You have writer's credit. You get 2%. You get 1%. You help write the piano chords. You was in there and was like, no. Do this octave instead of that octave. Go up instead of down. You get what I'm saying? Like, all right, now you get producer credit because now you're telling me, you're helping me, complete this. You complete it.
At the end of the day,
Jermaine Dupri is a producer.
At the end of the day,
so
we get that part. We know that, and if you actually Google it, it'll say Jermaine Dupri and Usher. So we don't really know how they constructed their work. I just looked at like, huh?
I got one point though for that. Even when you look at the line notes, right? What does that cookie say? Oh, my bad. Even if you look at the liner notes, right? Like Jermaine Dupri had something to do with the beat, but like Confessions Part 2 and Burn, that's Brian Michael Cox. That's not Jermaine Dupri. Like Brian Michael Cox and Usher mostly wrote that shit. Like those are right. Too. Like Brian Michael Cox is nasty. Like
yeah, he's super raw.
What's that clicking noise? What's that clicking noise?
That's me. Sorry, it'll be over in 7 seconds. It'll be over in 7 seconds.
This guy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He's gonna go over here do a double dutch.
Nah, it's fucking playing 2K.
Oh man, this guy.
No. So I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying when you say it was Brian Michael Cox and all of that. But still, you're in that room. You're giving input. You still have it's concept versus ability. They have the ability. JD might have had the concept, or 1, 2, 4, 5 songs, whatever. But to answer Flaw's question, he would have to be producer.
Okay.
And plus, Jermaine Dupri, those are the only credits he has on that whole album as a writer.
Yeah, but we got Jagged Edge. We got like, Chris Cross. Like Chris Cross, Bow Wow. Like he's a writer. So
you're right. He is a writer. I'm just giving you like what he's known for. Like he is a good writer. But if we're gonna talk about like what he's known for, it's producing. Like,
Jermaine Dupri put jump on and IG Live. We'll go nuts. I'm trying to tell you something, man. I wrote this.
Hold on. Some of IG Live. Some of IG Live ain't gonna do.
But did he put You'll See on? You know what I'm saying? They had a whole shit rocking though. Like,
and plus that jump, that crisscross shit not gonna fly with like 20-year-olds. They don't care about that, right?
They don't give a fuck about that. Like,
speaking of that,
I go crazy over that shit.
Speaking of that, I seen Meek Mill on the IG Live on some I'm Too Young for This, and this was off a Juvenile record. Yeah, so Jarrell, you're right.
Yeah, like a lot of these niggas are though, Flaw.
I know, but
32 years old.
Yeah, he wasn't outside when that shit came out.
He was probably just stuck in.
You have to understand. It wasn't that. You have to be a fan for that era, bro. It wasn't over here like that. That's why yesterday when I was saying I gave you and your brother credit is because you literally had to be a fan. Someone had to put you on to them because it wasn't over here, bro.
But remember,
we know that shit. We know that shit from MTV, bro.
Right.
So if it didn't make MTV, we didn't know. But you let Meek Mill tell his story.
He was too busy in the streets.
We were playing that shit. We were playing that shit in the hood heavy, yo.
In the streets, or he was just too young, yo. Like he was probably like 11 years old in Philly. He didn't care about
or too young, or he didn't want to hear that shit. Be honest. Let's be honest. That was how East Coast treated everybody else. Like if your name wasn't Snoop, nobody wanted to hear shit. Or Pac. If you wasn't Snoop or Pac, some people didn't want to hear nothing.
It was definitely a challenge.
Yeah. That's why Outkast got booed, and they had good music, but you know what? They just didn't even give them a shot. Just where they from? Boo. We don't even know y'all. If you're not from the 5 boroughs, we don't care.
We didn't understand it. And we do that shit with music now. Bitch ain't trying to hear that shit. And niggas don't know. Bitch ain't understand that shit. What the fuck are you saying? That mumble mouth nigga, da. We do that shit now, bro.
That shit be trash though, bro.
There you go.
That shit do be trash.
He just proved my point.
The niggas be trash, bro. Like,
do y'all have a score? Or y'all just going to say Scott Storch washed him? Do y'all have a score?
He kind of dog walked me, bro. Like it wasn't even.
I don't have
close,
a score.
Like
I said, I wasn't paying attention that much.
It wasn't even close though, man. When you talk about hits, they said hits, bro.
My ADD kicked in and I just stopped paying attention.
Do you know the score of any Mike Tyson fight? Let's move on. No, like I don't got no score for that shit.
So with T-Pain and Lil Jon shit. I mean,
let's go.
Hit for hit. I think T-Pain got it.
I don't even think it's close.
I don't think he got it. Hit for hit, he got it.
I'm glad they sticking.
Solo joint.
I'm glad they sticking with 20.
Yo.
I'm glad they sticking with 20.
Yeah.
And T-Pain versus Lil Jon. I don't think Lil Jon got 20 of them.
Nah, he got 20.
We
Lil Jon
know
got 20.
he might have
He got
produced.
20.
He might have
He got 20. He ain't got T-Pain 20 though.
Nah,
Right.
That's what I'm getting at. Because I can think
That's
of 5 off the top for Lil Jon that was huge.
Are we talking features? Or are we talking like? Because Lil
No,
Jon,
bro. It said hits, bro. Hits. Regardless if you a feature on it, you produced it, that you rapped on it, hits.
And Jay, if we talk about features, this T-Pain we talk about, do it even matter?
T-Pain did like 80 features in like a year, bitch.
So are we
Like
going?
on behalf, I'm saying, like on Lil Jon's behalf, if we talk about features, he out of here anyway.
Yeah, it's over. You don't stand a chance. We need to talk to the little people putting this together, man. These niggas ain't doing it right.
Well, it could be two things.
Right.
It could be a few things though, Ant. It could be a few things though, Ant. Who else wants to do it? People might not want to do it. That's number one. Number two, what about the energy of Lil Jon? The energy versus
Turn down for what? Snap your fingers. Kulo.
Oh, he got joints.
Stop.
Yeah, but only name 3.
Stop.
Salt shaker.
Stop.
But no. Hold on.
Stop.
Bro, hold on.
Stop.
Right. So are we? No. So right. So are we doing? No. This is the whole thing.
Shorty want to ride? Like, if he got joints?
Lovers and friends. Like he got joints.
Yeah.
Shit with Elephant Mayo.
That
got
list
joints.
That list is cool. Now you want to go to T-Pain's real quick?
No, because we know it's
no.
Okay, I just want to check. I just want to check. Like that list is cool. I just want to check.
Buy you a drink, bartender. I'm in love with a stripper.
Let's stop it. Let's move on. Let's move on. He already won. What the fuck? Like he already won. Man.
All I do is
win. Bugatti. Best love song.
All we do is win.
What was the shit with Lil? Like all that.
Got money.
Can't believe it. Got money.
Can't believe it.
Yeah. Can't believe it. No.
Made that music part 2.
Yeah, let's move on. Like you just putting Lil Jon to
one more drink.
This is going to be worse. This is going to be worse than the other night.
It's like he got joints.
He put chop. Like what Lil Jon gonna do with Chop and Screw?
Like, come on, man. Like, it's not even fair. Like, man.
I'm in love with a stripper, fam.
No, Chop and Screw, son.
Yo, T-Pain was the first winner on the Masked Singer. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to him for that.
He put on Chop and Screwed. I'm turning the live off. It's a wrap.
Yo, T-Pain go win though. Like I'm glad. I hope.
Like, got money.
So look, right? We're calling. You guys called, and I'll give you our credit. Y'all called the Scott Storch battle. You said Mannie didn't have a shot. Didn't look like he had a shot. Right. So I'm going to.
You was on your Black Panther shit. That's
yeah. You was on your underdog shit. Your rock.
That's all.
You know what it was for me. You know what it was for me too. Honestly, and I don't know if it was Mannie's setup, and it probably wouldn't have helped. But Scott Storch side of things had more bass to it. You know what I mean? Like you felt his music. Mannie, like it just sounded flat. Like you heard it, but it was flat.
Better.
Well,
also the era though. Like people hate when I say this, but it's also the era though. I don't. In my mind, their sets weren't in the same era.
Bro, in my mind, Mannie got joints that he got up to date, man. Like the last 5 years that he could have played, man. But we talking about hits.
Like what?
Man. We talking about hits. They said hit for hit.
That's what I'm saying. So he doesn't have any relevant hits.
Right, Mannie's hits. Mannie's hits.
About relevancy. You don't have enough.
Mannie's hits is from 1998 though.
Right, bro. Mannie only got about 7
hits, man. When you Flora, when you say like you said his setup or like as in
I blame it on his setup. I don't know what I blame it on.
When you say setup, you mean like Mannie using turntables, Scott Storch having the piano, or
no?
You mean like
I'm saying the way that it came
song
through.
Structure?
The way it came, might have been the phone setup, because the way it came through my speakers when Scott Storch played, you heard it and you felt it. When Mannie's came through, it was flat.
Everybody was saying that shit, yo.
Right.
Everybody was saying that.
Right.
I think presentation has, like, since you on live, presentation has a lot to do with this battle shit too. Like to me, when I watched John, did y'all actually watch Johnson Austin, Neo
I
at
did.
all?
Some
Yeah,
of
I did.
it. Some
I
of
watched
it.
the whole
Johnson Austin won just by what he had on, nigga.
A
Word
suit.
Spawn had the little suspenders on. He was
Yeah.
That
on his
nigga had the
classic man
suit. That
shit.
nigga had the suit on with the untied bow tie.
Untied bow tie with the vest.
Sipping on cognac.
Nigga drinking Douce out of motherfucking wine flute with the gold on the shit, yo. Like,
So when you dress like that and you put on like some Usher
Sipping on cognac.
like if you dress like that and you play like some
this
Mariah
nigga,
Carey
yo,
shit,
this
man,
nigga
like, that's
Neo
hard to
had a
beat,
fucking
nigga.
earring. Yo, this nigga Neo had one earring on and it was a dangling cross, yo. Like,
yeah,
on
you
some
already
P shit, yo. Like,
you already lost because of corny.
nigga weird as hell.
Whoa. We ain't about to do that. We ain't about to do that.
You like the long cross earring?
We ain't about to do that. Nah, we ain't about to do that, dog.
Jay thinking about copping one.
No.
That's
It's not
what it
that,
is.
but that's always been Neo's thing. Now, if it would have been some nigga who that Neo has always had that gentleman.
That's a good point. That's a good
First of
point.
all,
That's Neo.
No. First of all, you talking about gentlemen. Nigga, I don't know no gentleman that wear one fucking
Nigga,
earring.
do you know gentlemen?
Yes, I know gentlemen.
Do you
I
know
a lot of
gentlemen?
gentlemen. They don't wear one earring with a cross dangling on the end of
Nigga
their
said,
ear. Like, this.
do you know gentlemen? It's hilarious.
Hey,
Gentlemen don't wear one earring with a, like, I don't know no gentleman that wear hoop earrings, yo. Like,
now
He's always had a different vibe. That's
That's
his,
like-
he had a
that's
weird
his
vibe.
Neo.
Do you know any ladies?
Now, y'all saying that T-Pain is going to wash Lil Jon. Y'all was right when y'all said Scott Storch was going to wash Mannie. What do we think, though, should change when it comes to this? Like, I know we talked about when it's a producer battle, it's a beat battle, it should be instrumentals.
Yeah.
So what do we want to see change going forward? Because we got T-Pain and Lil Jon coming up. Swizz Beatz posted another picture of two individuals that I can't remember the name of, and he said a Kanye versus no. That's the one he said wishful thinking, because I went on Instagram and saw it. He said he's speaking it into existence for the Kanye Pharrell, but the other one, I'm about to go to it right now on now I can't find.
I don't think. I don't want to cut you off, but I don't think Kanye would do it.
Yeah.
Nah, Kanye definitely won't do it.
Because can you imagine if he lost?
He can't do this. This is worldly stuff. He can't do this.
Yeah, he's not gonna do that. Like, cause I think
you gotta chill.
I think his ego too big. Like, if he loses, he going. You know what I mean? Like, all this shit gonna stop. He gonna tear it all down.
Wait. Ryan Tedder versus Benny Blanco. Swiss says Thursday 6 p.m. I don't know.
Who?
It's on Swiss page.
I'm not familiar with those two.
That's what I'm saying.
Rapper?
That's what I'm saying. I know who they was, but he did post Pharrell versus Kanye, but it says just putting it into the universe, so nothing's official with that.
I think we need a new commissioner.
Yeah, pretty much.
What the fuck is he talking about? Then?
Nah.
We need a new commissioner. It might as well be me. It might as well be me and Jay.
They doing it because niggas is bored out here, man.
True.
Niggas need entertainment.
That's true.
Ryan.
Need entertainment.
Well, Ryan is a white guy.
Bro, what about
No, don't do that, because for the culture,
versus Brian Michael Cox and some shit, like,
that'll be dope.
Nah, Brian Leslie don't want that.
And
Brian Michael will watch him, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, I'm just throwing some shit out there, like,
you gotta put like Rodney Jerkins for like Brian Michael Cox.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Dark
that's
Child
dope
gotta
right
come
there.
out for like
Dark
Brian
Child.
Michael Cox is a fucking animal.
Dark Child.
There gotta be somebody like that.
You
It
right.
has to be, or like he'll just kill anybody.
Yeah.
But to clear it up, so for right now, what like I said, so what I think they're doing is, I mean, they're doing what I like being a producer myself, being in that field. I like what they're doing with them doing maybe guys that aren't popular to the common listener, because then that basically puts you in a moment where you gotta be like, yo, who this? I didn't know they did that. Who this? You get what I'm saying?
It's like you reviving their career type shit. Like,
you basically showcasing talent. Shout out my man Dilemma. Shout out my coalition DJ brother Dilemma. He does this thing called Track Meet at the Hard Rock in Philly. It's basically almost the same thing. It's like producers are battling, but it's in person, but it's like game shows. So like finish this song.
I heard
Who sampled this or what's the original?
Oh yeah, I want to do that. Yeah,
I heard of that, yo. That's dope. I never.
Yeah, that sounds real dope.
I actually want to go to one of those, yo. That'd be fire. We should all go to that and make it like an event or something.
Yeah, on site type shit. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or fuck around and do a live show there, man. We talk about that later.
Nigga, so yeah, they ain't ready for that.
So that I like what they doing. So by them picking somebody like different, and I mean,
also,
Lil Jon definitely need a revive.
Also, a lot of these artists, what you gonna do when you done? Go to Spotify or go to Apple Music and listen to the songs again. Like when they play
Tidal too.
Yeah, Tidal.
The next couple about to be worth something. No, his shit just went up.
Who?
Jonte. A lot of niggas don't know who Jonte was, yo.
Yeah, because when you're a songwriter, a lot of people not going to know.
So his shit about to go up. You know, his little publishing check about to be crazy next quarter. Like
he don't need it.
He definitely don't. Like I'm just saying, but it is though. Cause the Malia joints he was playing, like I didn't know he did come over. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know he did come over.
Who did come over?
Late.
Jonte Austin. He wrote "Come Over."
How serious are we taking these? Like, does a loss sit on you for the rest of your career, or is this just fun and games? Like, you know, when
it's fun and games.
Fun and games.
Nah.
I think Mannie Fresh knew he was going to lose.
It'd be corny as hell if everybody held this over Mannie's head. Fuck out of here.
First of all, Mannie
a DJ.
He made them skits to entertain us because he know he was going to lose. You know what I'm saying?
Mannie a DJ.
Yeah, he a DJ. He definitely a DJ.
So what happened with the whole addict thing?
The whole what?
He made a skit. He made a skit. Basically, a reporter was breaking news how Scott Storch got found, you know, with cocaine and lost hundreds of millions of dollars and things like that.
He threw hookers off the roof and shit.
Yeah, hookers off the roof. Talking about how he had a cocaine addiction, how he lost hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He was like,
just for that shit.
He was like,
that was a little bluff.
He was like, Siri, find super producer Scott Storch. He was like, Siri, find super producer Scott Storch. And he was like, I can't find. He was like, well, find trash ass producer, something like that. And he was like, I found him, stuff like that. So
he was extra disrespectful off that. Like,
so you try to say that he brought some corny white boy shit to the game?
Yeah, kind of, because he come on, man. You know, he knew what it was. Hit for hit, man.
Like, why? I want to know why he did that though, for real. Hey, that's corny.
He might be a goofball in real life. Like this might be who this might be who he is. Like a goof off.
Bro, that shit. That's too much. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's just a beat back.
Plus, he a white boy though. Like, so you know, you can get some extra shit off him. I mean, like
that's why I think he did. He tried to do some shit because he's white, probably.
You know what I mean?
Nah, fuck that. Like that's corny.
It's corny when that's your strategy, but the other guy's playing the piano live. Like,
right.
I'm
so bad. Like if you're gonna lose with some grace or something.
But you can't compare him playing the piano live to him doing a skit that's bringing up some personal shit.
That's real life personal shit, bro. Yeah, that ain't the same thing.
Well, what I'm saying,
if I would have called niggas after that. No. Me personally, I would have said something. Like,
we don't know if that didn't happen.
You definitely would have had you definitely would have had to have a phone call. Yo, bro, I ain't gonna do this on live, but you took it too far with that shit. Like,
rumor has it, Mannie did apologize later on social media. I didn't see it, but he apologized for it. Basically, I'm saying is, if that's your go-to, and my go-to is, I'm never like you guys said, the guy Jonathan Austin. He had on suspenders and an open boat, like a bow tie on, like sipping cognac.
Right.
Scott Storch was in the studio playing the piano. So it's your presentation. Like his whole presentation just looked better. You know what I'm saying? Like Mannie was in the dark, sitting next to a bathroom. Like it just didn't look right. It just didn't look good. The presentation matters.
I really don't see Scott Storch like trying to be tough with Mannie though, like on the call though. That's a little crazy right there.
I mean, at the end of the day,
like we would do that. Scott Storch ain't gonna be tough with Mannie.
He's not gonna do that way.
Or
that's why
we don't know. He might have told him before he did it.
It's the art of war.
That's true too, Jay.
Told him what? Told him what?
You might
he was gonna do it.
I'm gonna say this, yo. How you feel about if I say like about your little problem?
Yeah. It could have been established.
Nah, did y'all see Scott Storch? Did y'all see Scott Storch's face? He wasn't prepared for that. He was listening like us, like, yo, what the fuck is this? That was.
What if he was just a good actor?
He's one hell of an actor. Then he's one hell of an actor.
Hey, he already looked like one. So.
He's one. Yeah, he do look like any big-headed white dude in any drug movie.
Right. At the end of the day, yo, like you gotta look at where he came from, man. This nigga blew millions. He did blow millions of dollars on some coke shit. You know what I'm saying? He still got millions of dollars, way more than he got. Like, so do we really care what niggas say? Like,
no. Yeah, Birdman definitely robbed Mannie. Mannie ain't get all his coins. That's a fact. That's why he left.
No.
Ain't no way.
Mannie's supposed to be extra rich right now. Like, the world knew that.
That's a fact. So earlier in the week, man, we I don't even know call it a celebration or what, man, but it was the year of the passing of Nipsey Hussle, man.
Yeah, the home gone.
Yeah, like I don't even know how to say it. It's not even a celebration. It's not it's the anniversary. I'll say that's the anniversary of the
anniversary.
Yeah, it's the anniversary of the passing of Nipsey Hussle. A year ago, he passed away. Was it March 31st, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
March 31st. I remember where I was at. Yeah, I definitely remember where I was at.
Hey, yo, Angle Front, that was the last. Hold on, let me think. Angle Front, that might have been the last day I cried.
Tell us about it, man. Because that was your guy.
I actually shed a tear for Nipsey, yo, because I actually liked him. Like, I was an actual fan of his before he passed.
Yeah.
And that hurt, yo. Because of the stuff that he was trying to do and how he was trying to do it and the way he died. Yeah, that shook me, yo.
So, do me a favor.
I'm going to tell y'all some real shit right now. My girl tried to let me know who Nip was like maybe a month or two before he died. But I was fronting on him because in my mind, she liked this nigga. You feel me?
What?
I was fronting on Nip.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold y'all. I mean, I feel kind of bad about it because I was fronting on him like, man, fuck this nigga, man. You know what I mean? She just liked this nigga, you know what I mean? He got a little beard. She wish I had a beard. You know what I mean?
But nigga got the cornrows and shit, you know what I mean? He like 6'5" and shit.
But once I listened to Nip, you know what I'm saying? Once I listened to that victory lap, bro, like it was crazy. It's like something clicked in me. I'm like, okay, I get it now. Like,
victory lap is a classic, yo.
You know what I mean? I understand. Then I looked at him outside of the victory lap. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm just like, okay, this nigga. Then he died. Like, and it was just crazy. Like, so, you know.
It was just all of a sudden. Like, it came out of nowhere. Like,
I was DJing R&B party. All R&B. And somebody texted me, like, yo, Nipsey was shot. So I announced it on the mic. Yeah, I mean, pray for Nipsey. Then they put, like, Nipsey passed away. Bitch, I ended the night all Nip. All Nip. Like, this is what all Nip. Dang. I didn't know about Nipsey. I didn't know about Nipsey until I seen, like, the hype from the $100 mixtape. And then people were talking about Victory Lap. Can't wait for Victory Lap to drop that. I'm like, this is Victory Lap. So then I started seeing the interviews, and then I heard Victory Lap, like when it dropped on my way to work. I was living out Robbinsville, bro. I think all the way from Robbinsville, Route 130 to Cranberry, where I work. I had young niggas and shit with him and Kendrick on like repeat. Like, I say, yo, this nigga nasty.
Yeah, nasty, yo.
Nasty.
Nip is really a good songwriter. Like, he's not the best lyricist, but he know how to pick beats and he know how to write a song.
Yeah.
Now,
it's behind the message that he has.
Right.
The message that he has makes it that this isn't rap. Like, you're not rapping, you're talking to me. We're having a conversation.
To your point, Jay, he be on songs with rappers that rap better than him, but he still come out with the best verse. That's because of that. Sometimes.
Yo, the song he did on Self-Made, I think it's Self-Made 2, on the MMG compilation, yo, Fountain of Youth. Him, Sally, and Rick Ross, yo. Oh my God, that's the first time I heard Nipsey, yo. He bodied that shit, yo. embodies it. Yo.
And his flow and his style ain't nothing special. It's just a straight normal cadence that he does repeatedly. He's not the best lyricist, but you feel him because like you believe every single word that come out of his mouth.
Because he said it with such conviction, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's how he says it.
You feel that shit, like,
fuck, I want to hear your CD from.
Right.
Yo, they killed my boys, man.
That's real, Jeff. Not me.
Fuck, I want to hear your CD from.
To me, right?
What you was trying to say? I know you was trying to say something. My fault.
I was, but I'm gonna save it a little bit. But for me, I've been given so many gems and lessons my entire life, right? But they don't stick. So I'll say this, right? People was trying to put me on the Nipsey Hussle victory lap before, you know what I mean, he was murdered, and I was like, I'm gonna get to it. I told this story before. Now, when I listened to Victory Lap, it came to me at the perfect time because I was open enough to receive his message. So when I listened to that album is like it's like an audio book for me. Like I like to read How to Think and Grow Rich, things like that. Victory Lap is that for me. Motivation and how to get it. Like it's what Jeezy, no disrespect, but it's what Jeezy was attempting to do with his Thug Motivations. But just like Jeezy would jump in and out of crazy records, like, okay, you're not motivating me right now, you doing something crazy. But Nipsey stayed motivating you throughout the entire album. Like he had this one song, every song. Like when you thought he was gonna fall off, he had a song that describes my hustle at the time. Like there's this one song on the Victory Lap that I can't think of a name, but it was about you forgot where you was going, but get it back. I can't remember what it was. But he basically was like every part of the hustle, he explained it to you. And then when you listen to his interview, he gives you the hustle speech during the interview. Like anytime, like if you want to start a business, if you want to know how to go about being honest and being true and being loyal and being real about business and life and about relationships, about reading, about living healthy, Nipsey was all of that. Not too often do you get an artist who wants to motivate you in their music and they do it on the outside too. Like Tupac was too all over the place. You get what I'm saying? Like Tupac was too all over. Puffy, one day he'll be like, yo, it's all about love. And then the next minute he doing something else. Like I ain't trying to put other people under, but you see what everybody else is doing. Like they're trying to be positive and trying to lead a certain way. Nipsey just rapped and talked and walked, and he didn't have to say nothing.
But
and he was that's what I'm saying. He walked, he talked, he rapped, he stood, he represented like everything you can ask for from a black man. So I went deeper, and I'm just like, yo, Ant, you're a great father. Jarrell, you're a great father. Jay, you're a great father. I think I'm a good dad. But at the same time, I think if there was like a million Nipsey Hussles as like men, a lot of people would be in so many different positions in life, like kids. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
You get what I'm trying to say? If there was more Nipseys, like we're doing one hell of a job, but boy, if I could articulate myself the way Nipsey does, you know what I mean? Like,
and at that age, everybody, we all looking up to him for the shit that he did, and he wasn't even that old.
Right. 33 when he passed, and I'm 30. Right, 33 when he passed, so I was 35, and I'm listening to him for like, okay, so what's next? How do I do this? Right. And I'm older than him. So
I was about to turn 40 when he passed.
So even though yes, I got to Nip late, I got the message on time though, because I know that there's so many people, so many artists, so many songs, so many older people in better positions than me that might have told me something and I didn't listen because I wasn't ready for the message. I got Nipsey's message when I was ready for it. But I wanted to ask Jarrell because I know how much you love Nip, and when this happened, you was on Social Gibberish, so you really didn't get a chance to get into it too. And the year anniversary just happened. And so when did you first really like start rocking with Nip?
When Crenshaw came out.
What year was that? Do you remember?
No. Okay. I don't remember.
Like 16?
Something like that. He was 16 or 15, but when Crenshaw dropped, like Jay said, with that's the $100 mixtape that he was talking about. It's called Crenshaw. But then when I listened to it, and then I actually went back and heard like Slauson Boy 2, and all the other stuff that he heard, I was like, yo, this nigga is really nasty. It's not like, it's not a gimmick. He had another joint called Mailbox Money. the marathon. Like I listened to all his stuff that he came out with before, all his mixtapes, and so that's when I, kind of fell in love with his music and stuff. And then, like you said, with the interviews and stuff like that, and he just became one of my favorite artists.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too
That's all.
like for me, I love Wu-Tang, but I hate all the interviews because they don't know how to talk.
Right.
Nas don't talk, like Nas don't talk. Jay-Z don't give you nothing. You gotta listen to all his music if you really want to catch some gems. He'll give it to you in the music, but if you have an interview with him, he ain't gonna give you nothing. Beyonce not gonna give you nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, we really want to know how hard is the marriage. Talk to us because we need to learn. Like, we can't all be happy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, all the artists that we look up to, they don't really give us nothing in the interview.
And to me, well, I'm biased just because I like him. But to me, like Victory Lap might be the last classic album he dropped. Now that I think about it.
The last classic hip hop album.
Right. And when I say classic, like I kind of use it loosely. It's not like fucking Illmatic. I'm just talking about something that's like timeless, like Paul said. Like 10 years from now, you could turn on Victory Lap and get the same lessons that we learning now 10 years from now.
Yeah.
You want to do the same shit.
But are you sure you're not getting information?
Oh, you breaking up, Jay. Jay, you breaking up.
Breaking up, Jay. What happened?
Everybody was breaking up things.
Oh. Only heard you.
Glitch in the Matrix.
How about now?
Yeah, you good.
All right. So was it that nobody was getting the information that they was seeking from these interviews? Like how Flaw said, oh, y'all not telling us how hard the marriage is. Like, do we really want to hear that from J and B? Or do we want to hear game? You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about their marriage.
But that's game though. But Jay, that is game though, man. Because you got people their same age trying to figure it out. They could tell us.
On the
game, bro.
Right. On the internet. Internet, what I'm saying to you is on the internet, you can portray your life being one way, right? But at the end of the day, they'll tell us in a song. Like Beyonce and Jay just dropped Lemonade in 444 where they both told us what was happening. So yeah, you'll get it. Huh?
Strategically.
I know, Jay, but what I'm saying to you is
but people, if I want a lunch or a brunch with Hov and Beyonce, I can give a fuck about their marriage.
See, you're talking about two different things, Jay. We're not talking about a brunch.
Jay, that's because you're not married. Like, why would you care about their marriage?
Even if I was.
No, but even if I was. You weren't seeking any type of advice for somebody that's been married?
No. I don't care.
Okay. Hey, yo, how were you a DJ, yo?
Yeah, okay.
That has nothing to do with being a fucking DJ.
How were you a DJ,
like
yo?
you're seeking gossip over game from an interview.
I think you took what I said the wrong way.
You just said if you was at a lunch with them, that's not gossip.
I'm not asking about their marriage at a brunch.
Even an interview. I don't care about how y'all marriage is. I don't care about how the kids are doing. I don't give a fuck.
So hold on. Let me ask you something, yo. So you think Will and Jada didn't teach people about marriage during their marriage, yo?
Yeah, it's not about caring. It's about just getting game from them.
Right. When Will Smith dropped them little ducats here and there, you take them in.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't give a fuck about his well-being.
Right.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck about who cooked and who's watching and all that. Like,
but basically, I was just saying, when you hear Nip rap, he says the same thing. Like he gives himself in interviews too. There's artists who don't give you anything. They just speak through the music, and that's cool. But as far as the overall package, like somebody who can just deliver no matter what they're doing, whether they're just standing there, whether they're talking, whether they're rapping, Nip was the total package as far as just being in the public eye and standing for what he stands for. Being the man, standing on his two, you know what I mean, holding his own, protecting his family, being the man. That's all.
Dope interview.
Burning sage.
And that's why, like, when he raps, just by how he raps, like, is really clear. You hear everything that he says, and he gets his point across every time. You never listen to a Nip verse and be like, what did he say?
Right.
It's just the way that he raps. Like, he raps like he talks.
Right.
And that's
like Prodigy.
Yeah.
Like Prodigy.
Yeah.
Jay, what you doing,
Rest
Jay?
in peace, Prodigy.
Huh?
Jay, what you doing, Jay?
I'm outside.
Yeah. I can hear.
They're on the corner flipping birds. Nigga, yo,
Nah, but
this episode 26. You gonna have
I'm about to help my sister move her car. Her car will start.
Okay, yeah, man.
Yo, I ain't wanna
do AAA work and shit.
Don't just be like outside. Know what I mean, I know what outside means.
Jay, do me a favor though. Just utilize the mute button from time to time, fam. That's all.
Right.
I think he might have did it already.
Sound like you out there pushing Rona rocks, nigga.
I gotta eat. Yeah. I think he might hit the mute button.
I gotta eat.
Yeah. I think it's like what Jarrell said and shit. I mean, we need a new commissioner for this little battle shit going on because the matchups are very unfair. Like, you know what I'm saying.
Oh, you went back to the battles, huh?
Yeah, I just had to bring it all the way back full circle and shit. You know what I'm saying?
My bad.
We do though. We do need a new commissioner, man. Like, he don't need to be in. Like, he needs somebody that's not like in it. Like, he did one,
and he biased though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also, but you gotta understand, not everybody wants to do it, so it's hard. Like, you want to keep the energy going. Like 2-3 a week. Who do you get to do it? And I also,
think I think we like the dunk contest. It's like the dunk contest. Like, not everybody can want to do it, but for the ones who doing it, we want to be entertained.
I tried to watch the French Montana Tory Lanez one, and I couldn't get past.
Why they did it?
French dude. Why French dude?
They did it?
Like, why?
I didn't know they did it.
I tried to do it, but I couldn't get past the first two songs. Like, French ain't got it. First of all, we know he don't have a chance.
What made French think he was going? Why? I don't understand.
I just think it's just for the relevancy. You know what I'm saying? Keep the clout.
I didn't know they did it.
Niggas think they got more fans than they really do.
Yeah, exactly.
I fuck with French.
He thought he was gonna get in the mac and cheese bag and kill
nah, come on now. First of all, he don't got no songs for the ladies, not one. I don't think I've heard one song Frenchie talking to the ladies, yo. You can't act like that. Don't matter. Tory Lanez is an R&B singer. Like, this nigga talk thuggish as hell, but got a high ass voice. Like, I don't understand how he's doing it.
And way more material. It's just way more material.
He got a cheat code, man.
Yeah, like he got 5 chick tapes to pull from. Those not even his albums.
Right. Like, I don't know. Like,
so maybe there's just a different reason as to why all of this is happening. Like, who knows? Like, maybe they're not battling.
Niggas is feeling left out.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's not a battle. Just maybe like, let me just feel myself for an hour and just, I don't know. Swag
just listen, you see what Big Fendi started. Now everybody want to be the virtual strip club. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Big Fendi started something. Now Tory Lanez want to be on the way. Now,
great idea. That was a great idea.
Bootsy.
Yeah.
Not saying Bootsy on the way because I've seen Bootsy joint first. I never seen Big Fendi's joint, but you get what I'm saying? Everybody feeling like they want to be a part of it. You get what I'm saying? Like,
so who we want to see next, yo? What battle do we want to see next, yo?
I think we need to curb by expectations.
Okay.
Because if we think somebody gonna just try to challenge like DJ Premier and shit like that, that's not gonna happen. Like DJ Premier, Dre, Teddy Riley. I don't get like all these like legendary.
We gotta bring people back who.
Wait. Time out. Did you say Dr. Dre? Is he not? He's not in this no more. He can't be. Scott Storch replayed all his beats.
Wow. Not all of them.
Nah, he ain't played all of them.
He ain't played all of them.
Don't do that. Don't respect on Dr. Dre's name, dog.
Yo. Know why? Because doggy style happened, nigga. Don't front. Stop.
Doggy style happened. The Chronic happened.
Okay. Now listen. Listen.
Super ugly happened, nigga.
Dre ain't do that. Dre ain't doing super ugly.
Why didn't? That's a Dre beat, bro. That's definitely a Dre beat.
Oh, you talking about Nocturnal? I don't.
Yeah,
get okay. You're talking about the original. Okay.
Nocturnal, super ugly, same beat.
I thought y'all, but I just thought about Jay-Z when y'all said it. That's why I said that.
Well, I didn't say Nocturnal because niggas don't know that.
Niggas wouldn't know what he was talking about if he said Nocturnal.
And that's why I went straight to. That's why I went straight to Jay-Z. But when y'all say Dr. Dre and the Chronic, now we talking about the early '90s. he couldn't just battle with Scott Storch, right? Because what Jay said, era. So who would Dre battle in 1993? It would had to be Premier or something, right?
Teddy Riley. L.A. Reid or some shit. Like, you got L.A. Reid in the mouth. They be facing them.
Hey, yo, that's what I'm saying. And like, that's not gonna happen. Like
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and them niggas. Like
niggas you talk about, man. Like they're not gonna do it. And if it does happen, like it'll get weird.
Yeah,
it'll get weird, yo.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis sitting up there with their
Quincy Jones and Babyface.
Quincy Jones, First of all, nobody's on Quincy level. Nobody.
Wait.
Nobody.
Who's gonna download the app for Quincy Jones? Does Quincy Jones have an IG? First off, a lot of these older. A lot of these
you think got the balls enough to challenge Quincy Jones?
Well, exactly. Number one. Number two. All you have to do is play Thriller, and your career is over.
Yeah. It's not
over.
It's not
off the
fun.
wall, and it's over. Like
it's not fun when you're on the other side of Quincy
Jones. Nigga can play a Sinatra shit, and shit is over. Like
it's not.
Speaking of Thriller, and I don't know, and this made me think of Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? Because. Basically, Pharrell, let's say Pharrell and Kanye battle. I think it'll turn into a Jay-Z battle. I think it will.
Nah.
Can we? No?
Nah.
Okay.
Pharrell got way.
He does.
Pharrell, first of all, no. They're gonna go. They both gonna go through their Jay-Z set, but I don't think it'll be a Jay-Z battle. Like Pharrell got joints with everybody, just like Kanye did.
Right, but normally when an artist plays a Beyonce or Jay-Z record, they normally get the point. So I'm saying.
Yeah.
Should we start eliminating, like, make it just beats, just like we said earlier? All right, but if we're doing a beat battle and you happen to have 30 tracks by Jay-Z and I don't, you automatically win? Because that's like, it sways your opinion.
No.
But I've seen that.
It depends on who's judging. It depends on who's judging. You know what I'm saying?
And who,
like it all
depends
depends.
Music too.
Like, you might play a whole set. Some people might not like certain whole songs.
That whole beat from Timberland is whack to me. Like, you feel me?
So if you would have played just that instrumental, it'll just been like blah. But playing a song is different.
I guess from what I've seen, it's just like when Beyonce and Jay come on, it's like, well, that round is an automatic win. That round is an automatic win for that person because people recognize them.
Well, it's an automatic win depending on the competition.
It depends, exactly. Because
if that nigga going against Quincy Jones, I don't give a fuck.
All right, so put it like this, Joe. If Swiss and Pharrell go against each other, right, and they both play Beyonce joints or Jay-Z and Beyonce joints, it might be a tie. Like,
no,
it might.
No,
that's yeah.
Okay, so look, this is what I'm saying. If Swiss play motherfucking Get Me Bodied or some shit, and then Pharrell play Just Give It To Me.
And think about it. They got to do 20.
Yeah.
We talk about the Neptunes. Swiss not coming out of that alive, son.
Yeah, I think the Neptunes.
He's not coming out of that alive. He go die slow.
That's why I said Trackmasters, man. That's why I said Trackmasters.
They're going to have to be somebody more versatile than Swiss. Like the
Trackmasters, bro. Y'all got to
think about the Neptunes and combined with the stuff that Pharrell did, niggas could pull out happy.
Ain't going to die on his Trackmaster Hill. You're the only person that I see saying Trackmasters.
Nah, it's the only person. It's the only.
And then Pharrell got the nerd shit.
Yeah. But it is the Trackmasters, bro. That's the only person. That's the only team you can put up against the Neptunes. Yo, who else you gonna do? Who else you gonna put up against them?
Like that's when we got to get into the legendary status because they already there. Like that's when you got to pull out like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Jim Jam and Terry Lewis and them. Like
you have to. They're beating everybody else.
I'm pretty sure Swiss and Timberland, they have connections and they're on the phone setting up what they can. Honestly, I think that a lot of this stuff is in the works. And I agree with you. I don't think Kanye is going to do it. Did we talk about who we think will win between them and why? Did we just beat over that?
Pharrell will smash him.
Pharrell because of obvious reasons.
Yeah,
now, I do remember Jarrell saying Kanye's not going to do it because if he loses, this is the one loss.
That's what I'm saying. If Kanye lose, all this shit is over.
Yeah, it's over. He's going to divorce his wife.
He's going to crash this shit down.
Yeah, it's over. Like
it's over. Nobody else going to be able to do it. Like he's going to make us think about it.
Yeah, he's going to shut this whole battle shit down. Ain't going to be another battle after this.
I think I might name the episode something like that. If Kanye loses, the IG battles is over.
Yeah.
And he gonna play one of them Whack Jesus songs he got.
He the nigga that take his ball and run home like Kissing Him said, yo.
He gonna really play one of them Jesus songs, yo.
Now that you mention it, now that you mention
it, ruin it.
I just remembered Kanye West is not playing those records no more, right? He's only going to play gospel.
Because they worldly records. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
yeah, but if Kanye was to battle, he can't play his own material because he's only playing gospel music now. Damn.
All right. Come step to Timberland with that Jesus out.
He's not though. Whoa.
He ain't doing it, man.
On IG Live.
So who else is out there, yo? What other producers out there, man? That we
I agree, Jarrell. He's not going to do it. But if he do it, it'll be a gospel playlist. He said it. He said he won't do. He said he will not perform or do any of those old records no more.
Okay. Then if that's the case, I'm taking Kurt Franklin so I can get Kanye out of here. Can we?
I'm taking.
Let's move on. I don't want Ye in this shit, yo.
We'll take Marvin Sapp.
I need Ye bounce.
Kurt Franklin to get Kanye the F out there. I don't even want to curse on this gospel session.
Yeah, you can't even curse. You gonna get him the F out of here. The Phil Farm first out here.
Yo, man, what you talking about, man? Kurt Franklin.
Get the Phil Farm first out of here, yo.
He gonna get him the F out of here.
I gotta
to get him the F out of here.
I gotta get up out of here, man. Fatherly duties is calling me right now, so I got to get up out of here.
All right, man.
Oh, we about to turn down anyway, man. I think we got all this off our chest already.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to say shout out to Max B.
Ow.
Free Max B. Ow.
Max B.
You feel me? And I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all be safe, you know what I'm saying? I'll be back next week.
I want all the 6ix9ine before they free
6ix9ine home. 6ix9ine came home today. All right, Ant, peace out. Yeah, he came home today.
Y'all niggas funny as
Hey, yo, stop it, man.
Nah, he did.
He got home for real?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all didn't want to talk about this shit?
I forgot.
Wait. Hold on. What happened?
6ix9ine home.
6ix9ine home.
And nobody wanted to say nothing. Like, we have a podcast.
All right, I'm out, yo.
Nobody's talking about it, though, Jarrell. I don't know what to talk about.
Hey, yo, Flaw. Huh? I want co-producer credit on this shit. You're not doing this fucking job, man. What is this, man?
What are we going to say? Yo, what are we going to say?
Home? Fuck that.
That's a big deal.
No, it ain't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say, though. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what to say. He's not coming out. I don't want to hear his music. I don't know what to say.
He gonna blame the coronavirus for not coming outside.
He's not coming out what?
Meaning he's not going to be out in the public, right? No, well, he's not under protection. He's on
house arrest, but he is going to come out, though.
He's going to blame the virus. He's not coming out.
Is he allowed to be on social media? Because you don't got to come out. If you're allowed to be on social media, that's enough.
I think if he was allowed, we'd know already.
Well, he just got out tonight, or was it yesterday? I don't know. The first thing you want to do is go on Twitter. I don't know. I think you might want to.
You don't think 6ix9ine, Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Yeah, you tripping.
Come on.
First thing he do, he was on. From the video that I seen,
Twitter, nigga.
From the video that I seen, it might have been an April Fool's joke.
Tekashi 6ix9ine ain't nothing but Twitter with purple hair, nigga.
From the video I seen, supposedly some strangers picked him up and took him home.
What? All right. See, yeah, this ain't true. I gotta do some research.
Nah, I
was just looking at some shit on there. Yeah, I was just looking at some
strangers picked him up.
He was like, yeah.
What does that even mean?
Like, matter of fact, look. 6ix9ine was released yesterday with a delayed announcement to ensure rapper safety. Breaking, it's done. Judge, whatever the hell his name is, Engelmeyer's, ordered on 6ix9ine come out.
And this happened on April Fool's Day.
Yep.
All right, man, that's episode 26. I'm gonna do some research, and I need a link or something because I ain't heard that.
It's all over Twitter. Just a search for 6ix9ine, and it says Daniel Hernandez, known professionally as 6ix9ine, has been granted compensation. Compensate. What is that word? Companionship. I can't even say the word, fam. Nah, I've never seen this word. Compassionate. Granted compassionate release. That's not even a word, and will be released from prison, serving his first 4 months at home. So he's got 4 months in the crib. You got so many people celebrating his release.
The fact that they did this on April Fool's Day is hilarious.
Yeah. The judge says,
so it might not be. It might be fake. I don't know.
Nah, it's all over. It says 6ix9ine shall serve the first 4 months of supervised release of home incarceration to be enforced by GPS monitoring and not to be docked until 4 p.m. April 2nd. So he's on now. Today's the 2nd, right? Yeah, today.
Yeah.
Hip hop facts. 6ix9ine has been released. It's all over. Breaking. 6ix9ine released. Well,
shout out to my man Danny.
Yeah.
Like, nigga. I mean, I know you're a snitch, but I ain't no street nigga.
Yeah, said he got released because of coronavirus concerns.
Here's my thing, bro. When it comes to that, right? When you're planting the game, I understand. You get what I'm saying? Everybody has a price. Yeah. But you got that's crazy. Be your own plant. You get what I'm saying? Be your own plant as far as like a Lizzo or not Lil Nas X. You get what I'm saying? Lil Nas X ain't bothering nobody. You get what I'm saying?
You gotta think about it. The people that he took down, the people that he took down, they don't give a fuck about.
Right, but I'm saying though, like that. I don't know. I guess everybody has a price.
I completely agree.
But I get what you're saying. Like they were. Yeah, I agree.
AJ, and just like we talk about the older people don't give the young kids a shot with their music, it's kind of the same thing with the streets, to where there's us who know what the rules are, and then there's the other generation who don't give a fuck about the rules.
Oh yeah, it's the younger generation. Like it's definitely younger generation. I can still play 6ix9ine in certain parties.
Right. So what your concern is, what you're worried about, what you don't care about, what you hate and love, all three of us on his phone, his fans don't care, don't know. They don't like Shotty was trying to kill him and set him up. Like they have their story already. They don't care. He's going to sell, and he's going to
allegedly.
No, I'm saying that's what they think. I'm not saying he did any of that. In their minds, he was set up. He was kidnapped. He was extorted.
Yeah. He definitely gonna flip it around. Like that's just the storyline. That's what it's gonna be.
And then it's like, well, what would you do? You know what I mean? Like they ain't watch Goodfellas, right? They ain't watch Goodfellas. They ain't watch The Sopranos. They don't know the laws and the rats. They don't know nothing about that because none of them are in the streets. None of them.
Yeah, they don't care about streets.
I've still never watched Goodfellas. No, stop. Goodfellas. No. Hold on. No. I always get them mixed up. That the meme with Ray Liotta and them laughing. That's from Goodfellas, right?
Yeah.
I've seen that. I've never seen any of The Godfather.
That's fine.
Oh damn, Jay.
That's fine.
I tried.
The Godfathers The Godfathers is like 1979. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I've seen King of New York. I've seen
and even Godfather 3 that came out in 1990, people weren't saying that was all that. So the first two was probably before Jay was even born. Me too. So
yeah,
it's okay if you want to go back to it.
Part 2, some people think it's like, arguably the best movie of all time.
And I've never seen motherfucking You Got Served.
How you go from that?
Jay.
I'm just thinking of movies I ain't never seen. That.
Yeah.
People be talking about like shit from You Got Served, and I'm like,
Fly, he just with the movies niggas like something.
Nigga went from The Godfathers and You Got Served.
No, bro, y'all mentioned the movies. So I started thinking about it. Nah, I've seen that. I definitely seen that.
Okay.
And I've never seen any of The Matrix. Sorry.
Damn, Jay.
Jay, tell him, you was too busy in the studio perfecting your craft.
Right.
Fuck that, man.
I was it's on Netflix though, so I'm on it.
Please do. You got a lot of time on your hands.
Oh, you ready to get up out of here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this was episode 26.
Yeah.
Of the Barz and Shotz Podcast.
We find what other niggas don't.
Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle.
R.I.P. Nip.
Peace.
Anybody else pass?